Hello everybody, it's Anna and welcome back to my booktube channel. Today I am coming to you with a book tag. It is the Booklovers tag that I was quote-unquote tagged to do by Kathy Tryhart, and the tag questions, which are down on this side if you see me looking away from the screen, were originally posted on the One Too Many Adjectives blog, which I will also link down below. So let's go ahead and get into the questions. Just fun, chill, casual kind of book tag. Question number 1, do you have a specific place for reading? Yes, anywhere I can get my hands on a book. This is including but not limited to listening to audiobooks while I shower. It happens. Number 2, bookmarks or a random piece of paper. I usually use bookmarks. Actually, let me show you. I'll be right back. Actually have this ginormous plastic cup filled to the brim with bookmarks. That being said, I have been known to use business cards, coupons, receipts, and any other random bits and bobs that I have to keep my place in a book. Number 3, can you just stop anywhere or do you need to finish a chapter? I mean, I can just stop anywhere, but I prefer to finish a chapter or at least get to, like a break or a line or something like that, just because it makes it a lot easier to pick the book back up again and remember where I was. Number 4, do you eat or drink while reading? Yes. Usually it's just me drinking like tea or water, as you can see out of my handy dandy water bottle. But I have been known to eat while reading as well. Usually that would happen at work if I had like a book propped open while I was eating lunch on my lunch break, something like that. But usually it's just drinking. Number 5, music or TV while reading? No, I have a hard enough time dealing with just ambient noise and filtering out background noise as it is. I don't mind if there's maybe some like light music playing in the background, or if I'm in like a cafe out in public and I just hear murmurs of ambient conversation, but I don't really like having to put that extra cognitive load on myself when I'm doing something to relax and unwind, like reading. So prefer not to. One book at a time or several? Several. I usually try to keep it to different genres, so I'll usually have like a nonfiction and a fiction book going at the same time, or if I'm reading 2 fiction books, I'll have them be in totally different genres just so I can keep those stories separate in my mind. But yeah, I almost always have 2 or more books going at once. Number 7, do you prefer to read at home or elsewhere? I mean, I guess I prefer to read at home because that's where my couch is, and it is the comfiest couch I have ever sat upon to date. But I'm not gonna turn up the opportunity to read elsewhere if it comes my way. It's reading. I don't care where I do it as long as I'm doing it. Read out loud or silently? I usually read silently. However, I enjoy reading out loud a lot. And the reason being is that I know I'm good at doing voices. Maybe someday we'll figure out a way for me to read something out loud without being in violation of any copyright laws for this channel, because I think that would be a lot of fun. Number 9, do you read ahead or skip the pages? This one is a tricky one. I don't usually do this with books that I'm reading for fun. The closest thing I can think of that I would do is I sometimes will just flip ahead to see how close I am to finishing a chapter, but I'm not really reading those pages, so it doesn't count. However, I totally read ahead, skipped pages, skimmed, etc. when I was in school, especially graduate school, because as anyone who's ever been in a grad program knows, there was no humanly possible way to get through that reading workload without skimming at least a little bit sometimes. Come on, people. I'm not made of time. And then number 10, do you write in your books? Again, kind of, sometimes. I usually don't write in the books that I read for pleasure unless it's like an old study copy of something. So like all of my Jane Austen novels are the same ones that I used when I was in school. So sometimes I might like go through and write in a book I've already written in. But generally I'm not annotating a book unless I'm actually reading it to study it. Even if it's like a book club book, I usually will just like take notes somewhere else and like, not to be all whatever, but I have a pretty good memory, so I can usually get by with just flagging pages and finding and using those flags as a way to like jog my memory if I had a point I wanted to make about something like that. And I think, uh-oh, computer fell asleep. All right, cool. Those are all the questions for the book lovers tag. If you are watching this video and you would like to make the tag, please do consider yourself tagged. You can find the questions down below in the description box. And let me know if you have anything to answer these questions yourself in the comments. What are some of your fun or interesting or strange reading habits? I'd love to hear about them. Thank you all so much for watching. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. That way you get notifications every time I upload. Once again, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!